Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Maria from Pause Alchemy of Women, coming to you with, I believe, our 9th podcast. So I'm excited. So this little live video is just kind of a precursor to the interview I had with Monica Ballard, who is a friend of mine and also a holistic intimacy and relationship coach. We were going to talk about menopause. We talked about so many other exciting things that we didn't get to it. So maybe we'll save that for another time. So, what I feel, I just want to give a little kind of play-by-play of our video because it was an hour long. So maybe you want to sit and watch that and have some tea sometime when you have an hour. But talking about menopause, even though we didn't really get into that, one of the things that I feel is most important in menopause is this woman's relationship to herself. So I feel like in a lot of our lives, we don't really connect with ourselves. We don't really develop this relationship to ourselves. And so as we get to menopause, sometimes we're disconnected from our bodies, disconnected to what we need, what we desire, what we feel. And that's why I think cultivating this relationship to ourselves at any age is really the key to health and happiness. And so we talked about that a little bit. We talked about intimacy, which is Monica's forte. We talked about yoni eggs, which, like I said before, if you don't know what that is, you should probably watch. It's a little stone egg. I'll let Monica describe what happens there, but it's great for developing the connection to yourself. It's great for reproductive health, releasing trauma, releasing physical issues via emotions even, and, harnessing the power of the natural stone's energy. And it's just great for our overall well-being. And so we talk about that. We touch on, people pleasing and saying yes when you want to say no, saying no when you want to say yes. And we talk about listening to our bodies. And just like when I had the interview with my friend Claire about yoga, and we talked about embodiment practice and what that is, and connecting to yourself, feeling connected to your body, which when I say it, sometimes it sounds almost it seems ridiculous to not feel connected to the body that you're in all the time, but we often live in this state of disconnection. And as Monica says in the video, one of her favorite things to do is to really understand the state of my being. So, checking in, and she'll kind of go into a process of how she checks in with herself each day and what kind of questions to ask. And again, this pattern of people pleasing. And, as I talk about in the group a lot, what is mine and what is outside of me, and really understanding where things happen in our body, what feels like a yes, what feels like a no, what feels icky, what feels positive and inspiring, and, checking in with our needs and desires and really honoring our truth. And that's how I think authenticity comes in, is honoring your truth. And I think Monica agrees, and this idea of being separate, your mind and your body being a separate thing, it's kind of absurd, as I will talk about in the video. It's a little ridiculous to think. Our thoughts are inundating our body every day. But also, it's connected. So it seems rather silly to me that we have this idea sometimes that we can be disconnected, our mind and our body. But we do it. So, and the last thing I'll just touch on that we talked about, Monica and I, in our interview, is being able to redefine your relationship, because that is a piece that comes up as we get a little older. Maybe you're in a relationship that you've been in for a while. Maybe the hormonal changes of menopause really affect you and your moods, and you want to say no. And the no fucks left to give time, as some people call it. My mom calls it that. And, wanting to change within a relationship. And, maybe some people get to this time and the answer is to leave the relationship that they've been in, but maybe it's not. Maybe honoring ourselves, maybe reconnecting to what we feel and what we want, maybe that is enough to change the whole relationship. And Monica will go into this idea of how we as women kind of get resentful that we have to change. But she also says, I think Gandhi is the person who originally said this, but when you change, everything around you changes. I mean, maybe it's not Gandhi. I don't know who said it. But, when you change yourself, your outlook on life changes, your outlook on your relationships change, and how you receive the world changes. So everything in your environment will change as you perceive it differently. And so it was a really exciting conversation. I would love to hear what you think. I will put the link to Monica's juicy stuff in the comments, as well as the Pause Alchemy of Women podcast and Facebook group if you aren't a member or subscribed to that yet. And the last thing I'll just leave you with is this idea of we're always wanting to have other people give us what we want, or maybe not always, but this idea of, why doesn't my partner know what I want? Why doesn't he do what I want, or she? And how do you get what you want if you first don't know what you want and you don't know how to ask for it? So I'll just leave you those questions, and I would love to hear what you have to say about the podcast. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.